All right, good morning, guys. Sorry, I got a phone call. It was a work call, but I told him to call me back in an hour. Yo, Rocket, thanks for the likes, man. How are you doing? Sorry if I missed anybody's chats. I didn't have the thing pulled up. Base Guru, nice job grabbing first.
Tough time never lasts.
Good to see you this morning.
Tough
Yo, Zeke, what's up, dude? Noah, thanks for checking out the stream. Hope you're doing good this morning. Doing good. Just got back from Men's Retreat, North Carolina. Nice. How'd that go? Was it fun? See if this will work. Hopefully I didn't spam my information in the wrong spot. I'm tired of signing into things. 3 holiday months are almost here and 4 Nintendo games. I'm so close. Yeah. What was so far with Miss Return at Atlanta while driving the bus? Oh no.
Lizard.
That's how I feel.
Lizard.
There we go. Alright, I gotta pull up the news articles and then we can jump into the game news. Sorry, guys. I really like this mix though. I really like this. Like this one is one that comes up in the not online playlist, not live playlist. Put in a position where you had to guess which way to go and guess wrong. Dude, I hate when I'm driving and you have to do that. We're close to ZA. What is my starter? Dude, I'm going Totodile. You can't convince me otherwise. I really hope they all got megas though. I always pick the water starter on my first playthrough. And subsequent playthroughs, I tried to do other stuff, but it ends up just being the water starter every time. GPS wasn't giving clear enough instructions. Yeah, it happens a lot. It happens a lot. Well, good morning, everybody. I hope you all had a great weekend. It's been a while since I've been live. Things have gotten very busy here at the homestead. I don't live on a homestead. I just wanted to say that. I thought it sounded cool. It doesn't. Anyway, I hope you're all doing good. Good to see everybody in chat. We're just chilling right now. We got game news this morning. A lot to talk about. As the title says, this is probably the worst generation of consoles I can remember. And we'll get into why, but we do have some good news to talk about. Look at all those chickens. You're going Tepig because usually you do fire first time. You're going Tepig because he deserves some love and the anime did him dirty. Homestead joke. Nice. Dude, it's just so busy right now. Like, I hate unpredictability. That's what I can't stand. We've committed to a bunch of things that it's like, okay, we're signing up to do this. You guys need to give us the dates. And they're like, oh, we're not going to have those dates for a couple weeks. And then it's like, we're getting information the day before we're supposed to be somewhere. And so it's really wearing my patience then. That's why I've canceled a bunch of streams lately, because it's like, oh, I've got to go to softball practice tomorrow, because that's when they scheduled our field for us to go practice, with the kids. And so it's like I'm like racing around with like a chicken with my head cut off, man. Like I don't know which way I'm going some days, and it's because stuff isn't being scheduled properly. We're getting like last minute info. Now it seems to have settled. We got the game schedule. We've got, a bunch of, you guys don't care about this stuff, but I'll talk about it anyway. We have things on the calendar. I think I can commit to a lot of more steady streams, But yeah, let's jump into the game news, because that's what we're here for. And let me switch this playlist too, because I don't. Most probably viewers, yeah, a little communication. It's not even a little communication. It's just timely communication. That's been like the biggest kicker for me. It's like I'm finding out stuff so last minute from these groups, and that's where like I struggle in my Christian love everyone walk, because it's like you could have texted me this sooner. That was in multiple family events this year that we just said we can't commit until we know when and where. And they didn't have it at all, dude. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, I totally understand. I just cannot do the last minute stuff as frequently. I can't do last minute and be prepared for anything. Like that's not. Those are opposites. So anyway, all right, let's jump into some game news. As the title says, this is like the worst console generation ever. For many reasons, but we're going to jump into several. One main one, and then a couple of other things that are going on. But let's start with some good news. There's some good stuff. It's going to be kind of a quick episode today, honestly. It was a quiet weekend, save for Microsoft. But let's start with Sonic Racing Cross Worlds, the final DLC. Racer is another classic video game character. I really don't want this banner here telling me it needs my permission. Alright, let's make this go away. There. Alright, quit asking me for permission to do stuff. Fixed it. Alright, anyway, Sonic Racing Cross Worlds is like including a ton of cross-property DLC. It feels like Fortnite, but for kart racing, which isn't a bad thing. The guys that do the Sonic Racing games do a fantastic job. The game's getting really good reviews. It's being billed as the alternative to Mario Kart World, both by Sega in their advertising and in the early reviews that I've seen come out. So it's looking good. But we got a little pack-in thing in the box, which apparently the game is out early, the physical copy. And it might be kind of hard to see. I don't necessarily want to open up a bunch of Reddit links, but Mega Man is teased on the insert. Also Avatar, which I didn't know. Until seeing this just the other over the weekend, I guess I saw it. But yeah, and then they're featuring the Sonic Prime characters, which is also cool. There's a bunch of stuff I didn't know about. It just in this. So yeah, I think I want to check out Sonic Cross Worlds. It looks fun, and there's a lot of DLC coming for characters and stuff. So I think that's cool. That'll probably come with tracks and stuff too. So that's awesome. But yeah, let's move on. All right, GBA on Switch Online has an update as well. Some Namco games are coming in the wake of Mr. Driller 2, which, okay. And then Klonoa Empire of Dreams, which also looked fun. They have a little trailer for it. I don't think we're going to watch it. I just wanted to point out there's more GBA games on Switch Online coming, and that's cool. I wish they would add the Sonic Advance games, speaking of Sonic earlier. Those are some of my favorite GBA games. And then, add Pokemon. Come on. Get off your rocker, Nintendo. Add the Pokemon games. Like, why is it taking this long? That's what I don't understand. I don't understand why they still have yet to put the classic Pokemon games on Switch Online. But these two games are cool. Cult classics, fun games. I remember playing Mr. Driller on a demo or a friend's GBA, and I don't remember which one. But that was a long time ago. I was very young back in the day. Anyway, all right, let's move on. Oh my gosh, go! All right, here we go. All right, here we go. Here's why this is becoming the worst generation ever. Lenovo Legion Go 2 pre-orders are being canceled because of demand. So the Lenovo Legion Go 2 is quite the popular device. It's so popular that demand at launch has outmatched the supply that's available. This has led to Lenovo canceling pre-orders for the Legion Go 2 for orders placed on the company's official website. In a post on Reddit, Lenovo attempted to offer clarity on shipment delays after the device launched last week. It's weird that corporations are using Reddit for official communications. That's all I'm going to say. Like, there are better places to officially communicate stances and situations. We know that many of you have been asking about product delays, so we owe you an explanation, Lenovo said on September 17th. The truth is, pre-orders for Legion Go Gen 2 have substantially exceeded our projections, leading to unforeseen delivery range extensions. You could just say, hey, we didn't know you guys actually wanted our product, so we don't have enough. We'll make more. That's more straightforward. They followed that up with another message on September 19, saying the company was able to get more product. However, despite getting more units to retailers to try and keep up with orders, it wasn't going to be enough. The good news is more units are already on their way to major retailers globally, so you can expect to see availability in retail outlets and websites improving in the coming weeks. That said, we need to cancel some pre-orders placed directly on Lenovo.com. We don't believe in holding on to customer payments for products we can't ship in a timely manner. As soon as our online inventory is replenished, Lenovo.com will show updated availability and ordering will reopen. So that's cool. I guess they're at least trying to make it right, but I don't know. I don't know about this. I don't like pre-ordering hardware much. And this is why. I mean, obviously the Switch 2 I wanted to get a hold of early, but stuff like this where like it's already kind of a niche device right now. The handheld PC gaming market, I don't know. I guess it's exploding at this point. But the Legion Go, the original, it was obviously successful enough for them to do this. So make the sequel. It feels soon, but I guess the original Legion Go came out a couple years ago now, and PC refreshes are going to be faster. But yeah, this is just wild. Like, they're just like, oh, do you guys actually want this thing? That's why Nintendo sold so many consoles, because they made enough. Right, yeah, it's true. Oh, regarding Pokemon on GBA, I don't know, Ace Game Freak doesn't want the Pokemon games on it, so yeah, it kind of feels like that. It does feel like that some days. But yeah, I don't know. If you get a Legion Go 2, I'd like to get pictures. But I've handled the original Legion, and it's a cool device. I kind of makes me want a PC handheld gaming device, but I don't know how often I would use it. Let's see, pre-orders have been suspect for a really long time, especially since GameStop employees are found holding high-interest items. As a long since removed employee of GameStop, I didn't keep stuff personally, but I knew people who would hold some pre-order items, especially if it was like a code or something. I knew people that would set them aside and keep it for themselves. A lot of times, back then though, okay, flip side of this, back then, if it wasn't like a figure or like a keychain or something more like tangible than like, I'm not saying like a poster's intangible, but like paper stuff and like download codes and like DLC codes, that kind of stuff, they would send way more. You would get like a pack of like, 30 or 40, and we'd have like 6 pre-orders for some of these games, So like sometimes it wasn't a big deal, but a lot of times I knew people that would grab some stuff, and it's like, hey, you probably weren't supposed to do that. But I wasn't in charge then. I had no power there. Anyway, all right, let's slam Nintendo. Nintendo of America outsourcing customer service positions, releases hundreds of contractors. This is from Go Nintendo. I'm not a fan of this. According to a new report from IGN, Nintendo of America has let go hundreds of contractors who were part of the company's customer support services, instead deciding to outsource the position to employees in South America. According to several unnamed sources close to the matter, the transition process isn't going smoothly, with language barriers and poor communications overall causing quite a struggle in getting the outsourced customer service up and running. Previously, Nintendo had been hiring contracted employees in the US for 11 months at a time, then letting them go only to rehire them a couple months later. That happens in contracting. That 2-month break or 1-month break is generally called a furlough, and they have every intention of renewing the contract, but they don't pay out for like 2 months. And I don't know the full reasoning behind that, but like that's pretty common in the contracting space. This was done so that Nintendo could get around a law that requires Nintendo to hire workers full time if they were there for a year or more. Oh, well, there you go. Interesting. This means contracted staff Nintendo is now releasing were expertly trained for positions and have been doing their job for years on end. I'm not saying these practices are good. I'm just saying this stuff happens. A rough estimate says Nintendo is ending the contracts of 200 workers to go with an outsourced solution. These contractors were told of the move through their respective agencies rather than Nintendo themselves, and Nintendo didn't offer any direct. How strange. Nintendo wasn't direct. Explanation or apology for the situation. Contractors who remained on through this month, September, had to train the outsourced employees. Oh, gross. I'd walk out. The contractors who were let go expressed concern that the quality of Nintendo's customer service would drop dramatically due to the reasons stated above. When Nintendo was contacted about the matter, they had the following to say. We have nothing to announce about our internal business activities. That reads, mind your own business. The claims shared with IGN include inaccurate information. At Nintendo of America, we're extremely thankful to have partnered with several companies and their talented contractors over the years to deliver high-quality customer service experiences. We continue to evolve and expand our customer service model with external partners that have deep experience in all markets we serve across the Americas. This approach allows us to support the full scope of our customer service mission in both North America and our growing Latin American markets, and better scale to seasonal needs for consistent support. As always, our top priority is to provide excellent customer support, and we're pleased customer satisfaction with the previous service provided by all our partners remains positive. So, it's kind of wild. I'm just catching up on chat, sorry. It's funny they thought this was low interest. I think it's good that Lenovo ran out of the things. Okay, so Nintendo killing off their contracted customer support agents in North America is not okay. Customer service is already hard to deal with. Nintendo was one of the last companies that if you had to call them, it was people who actually understood your situation and could work with you. Nintendo offered no apologies. Yes, we are not sorry. Yeah, I know. It's crazy. Like, they could have spun up a Latin America service line. And to that, like, I'm not a huge fan of how, like, they just axed their contractors, but were like, hey, you got to train your replacements. Give me 1 second. Yo, Mahale, good to see you, man. But yeah, I'm just not big on cutting jobs like that. It's unfortunate. I guess keeping them as contractors, they maybe didn't see them as the same as some of like internal employees, which makes sense. I mean, you're just a contractor, but like these guys have been working this, a lot of these guys have been working at Nintendo a long time, according to these reports, and like the knowledge there. Like you can't train that, like that's just experience gained over time. And it's mind-boggling. I'm not a big fan of layoffs. And this is like cutting contracts is another type of layoff, right? Like this is you don't have your job anymore. We're going elsewhere for this. Yeah, I don't know, Zeke. It's weird. It makes no sense. All right, well, let's move on. We're going to talk about H1B here soon. Oh, no, not this podcast, not this show. All right, some interesting news from the Fortnite front. Fortnite will soon let island creators sell in-game items and pay to appear in new sponsored row. Developers will earn 100% of the income made from any end-island purchases until the end of 2026. Developers who make their own Fortnite islands will soon be able to sell in-game items, Epic Games has announced. Starting from December, creators will be able to sell items directly from their Fortnite islands, opening up new ways to make money from their creations. Items sold can either be consumable, such as power-ups, or durable, such as weapons or cosmetic items, and traditionally remain within the confines of that creator's island and aren't able to be used elsewhere in the game. Epic says until end of 2026, creators will earn 100% of the V-Bucks value from sales made in their islands, with this changing to 50% in 2027. Interesting. V-Bucks value is defined by what's left after platform and store fees are removed, meaning during the period, creators are eligible for 100% of V-Bucks value. This works out to around 74% of the money spent on V-Bucks. As well as the ability to sell items, creators will soon be able to spend money to have their islands featured in a new sponsored row, which will give them more visibility in the game's Discover menu. Epic says 100% of the revenue generated by a sponsored row will also go into the engagement pool until the end of 2026, after which it will drop down to 50%. According to Epic, the drop from 100 to 50% in 27 is necessary to cover the costs of servicing the Fortnite ecosystem. I don't know about that. The funds that don't go back to creators contribute to server hosting costs, safety and moderation costs, R&D, and other operating expenses, the company says. In recent years, Epic has been investing in and operating the business at a loss. The creator side, or Fortnite as a whole, has been at a loss. That would surprise me. Creators already receive payouts from Epic Games based on player engagement in their islands. 40% of the net revenue from Fortnite's own item shop and related real money purchases goes into an engagement pool, which is distributed to creators of custom islands. The engagement payout formula, which determines how much a creator is paid, depends on such factors as minutes played, new users, lapsed users, island retention, and how many players spend V-Bucks around the same time as playing the island. Epic says that since it launched the ability for creators to make their own Fortnite islands, players have spent 11.2 billion hours playing 260,000 creator-made islands, resulting in payouts of 722 million to date. That's interesting. I'm guessing this reads as like they're trying to compete with Roblox. I wonder how in-game items translates to maybe like a persistent inventory on custom maps. Because I've been in a few custom games that are custom maps that when you log in, like you have an inventory and you can earn stuff and you have like a level, and then if you log out and log back in, you can retain that, but you have to go through like a save process on the map most of the time. But I don't know. Do not turn Fortnite into Roblox. I think it's gonna happen either way. The creator made islands do numbers for Fortnite. Obviously they wouldn't put this investment into it if it didn't. And so I think it's just safe to say that this kind of thing is here to stay. I mean, I think it's cool if you're making like a legitimately fun experience, creator made island in Fortnite, creative ideas, good map layout, like whatever it is. If it's good and you can earn some cash from it, like that's cool. Now, if you're just making those tycoon games where you just sit there and like wait for the timer to end so you can press a different button, no, get out of here. I think I really wish I could ban types of experiences from my like recommended feed. If I could just hit not interested on stuff, I would play more creator maps, but all it recommends me is tycoon maps, because one season I was trying to grind creator experience and I needed like tycoon maps were the easiest way to do it, because you can just stand there, go do something else. I can leave it on while I was working. Like I'm not gonna shame my own actions for trying to complete a couple challenges in Fortnite, but I don't like those maps. They are brain rot. If you don't like the creator map, don't play it. Yeah, I just wish I could tell it not interested. Really wish that not interested was ignored in so many contexts. Games, vids, streams, tools. What do you mean ignored? Was not ignored? Because right now it doesn't exist, and I would love to just be able to filter out my experience. But hey, it's a good way to make some cash if you have a mint not ignored. Same, Rocket. I usually only play BR. I might do Rocket Racing every so often. I like the new modes. Blitz is a lot of fun. I think it's a good addition. But yeah, I tend to stick to the epic, like, first party stuff. Excuse me. Didn't get on Fortnite level up today and get the Megazord. I did unlock the Megazord this weekend. I played a little bit. And I had some supercharged XP. But anyway. Alright, let's move on. Alright, I thought this was funny. Konami has asked fans which Metal Gear game should be remade after Snake Eater. In a post on social media, it was revealed that a survey at the Tokyo Game Show from Konami has asked a fairly telling question. It has requested users to provide their feedback on which Metal Gear game should be remade next. It also asked them to shape the news pipeline from Konami regarding the franchise and dropped a note about Fox Hunt. Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater was released recently and despite some performance hiccups, was very well received more than 20 years after it first hit the market. So the list, I mean, we can go into it, and I'm not gonna. We could, but I'm not gonna, because I just think it's funny that instead of making a new Metal Gear Solid or new Metal Gear game, or even a spinoff, they're just going, hey, what should we make next? Which existing one should we remake next? And I think this is this is just telling of a huge problem across the industry. There's no new ideas. We're just remaking the same stuff over and over and over. You know? And I don't think they can make a new Metal Gear without Kojima. I think they're gonna have to just do remakes for a while. Because didn't they try, was it Metal Gear Survive or something? Nothing new under the sun. No, dude, it's just crazy. Whatever came after Phantom Pain, it might have been good, but it was poorly received. So I don't know. I just thought it was funny. Like, hey, what do we make next? Because we can't think of anything new. We're not going to make anything new. My gosh, I'm on the tail end of a cold or sinuses, and I can't tell which, but it is obnoxious this morning. Read a long time ago, there are only about a dozen unique story arcs in existence, and people just rehash them over and over. It makes sense. My wife and I were talking about what makes a good story and why some stories just don't work. All right, let's get to why this is the worst generation in ever console gaming. Worst generation of console gaming ever. Microsoft is raising the Xbox console prices in the US again, 5 months after its last price increase. So they're raising it. Let's just jump to what it is. The Series S is going to be $400 when it launched at $300. That's a $100 price increase. That's all you need to know. Excuse me. Okay, I think I'm good. The Series S 1 terabyte is going to $450. Series X is going to $600. The digital version. The original Series X is going to be $650, and then the 2 terabyte is going to be $800. What do you need? I'm sorry, guys. 1 second. I have no idea where we were. I'm kind of out of cares at the moment. What'd I miss? What's the point having a console costs as much as PC and isn't significantly more capable? Almost no worthwhile exclusives now. No, it's very true. Why buy an Xbox? I don't think any Xbox is worth $800. So handheld ones like Switch and Steam Deck are the trend now. At least they offer portability. I think there's that, and then Steam. With the Steam Deck, with all of the other portables in the PC space, Steam and Epic and all the other game launchers. I mean, it's Windows. Steam Deck running Steam OS is a great option as well. There's a lot of reasons to not buy an Xbox now, but I don't see this ending well. I really hope this isn't the trend. Your car and your fridge are an Xbox. Also buy this Xbox that isn't a car or a fridge. No, that's a good point. This is this is an expensive Xbox, as it looks right now. Now these price increases aren't happening until October. Yeah, October 3rd is when they're coming in. So I mean, get one now if you can. Also, the used market will probably look pretty good for a while, because most people, I don't think people are really keeping up with new on the shelf prices. They're just going to sell their stuff for whatever people are buying it for. I just don't know, guys. This is weird. This is due to economic factors, tariffs, I guess. I don't know. But this is just a lot. This is a big ask. And I'm wondering if PC component prices have increased similarly, or if Microsoft has just put off raising their prices, for a while. And it's like now $400 for the Series S is a huge ask. I just don't see it, because the Series X digital launched at $450, right? And now that the value of the $450 when the Series X digital launched, was that 2 years ago, year and a half ago, isn't the same value as the $399, or maybe it is. Maybe that's comparable now because inflation or whatever. It's just kind of scary that, I don't know. I feel like the next generation of hardware from Xbox and Sony is going to be $1,000 easy. I mean, phones have been 4 digits for a while now. I mean, we've had $1,000 phones, right? Just because they're raising prices doesn't mean paychecks are. No, it's definitely a lot of that feeling, because I can't drop, $800 on a console like that. Like, I wouldn't feel right doing that. Excuse me. Especially this far into the generation. I mean, we're talking about new hardware in 27, 28. So this is on the way out, and they're asking for more dollars. This doesn't work for me. Couple that with the PlayStation price increases as well, and then the reduction in storage capacity on the PS5 to keep prices low. It's just not working, guys. This generation launched so poorly and has sold so oddly. It's just weird all around. But Microsoft, the question is, like, what are you guys doing? Like, what is the meaning of this? Is it really that much more expensive for you guys to import this stuff? I don't know. I'm not a fan of this. This whole generation, I feel like, has been a huge waste. A ton of people are being pushed into the PC market because, hey, why not? Everything comes out on PC these days except Nintendo games. So you could just build a nice PC or get a handheld and then get a Switch, and your bases are covered. So, all right. Yeah. Nice. I appreciate that the news mode didn't actually turn off all the noises. Harold, thanks for the raid, man. Appreciate you coming in. I'm about to mix it up into the sun, because nothing's working right this morning, guys. It's been Ouch. All right. Anyway, welcome in, Raiders. Harold, good to see you, man. Thanks for raiding the stream. I hope you're having a great day. I hope your stream went well. All right, let's move on. All right, this is our last topic. Horizon Zero Dawn copycat drama continues. Tencent, who had their game Light of Mataram, I don't know if we're saying it right, was nothing more than a slavish clone of Horizon Zero Dawn, and Sony filed a lawsuit, said, hey, you got to change that. But Tencent's response is pretty great, because it's basically no you. So Sony has said that, let's see where we at. Well, let's just read the article. Why not? In a fresh response to Sony's legal action, Chinese tech giant Tencent branded the lawsuit as impermissible. An impermissible attempt to claim ownership of well-trodden tropes, such as a red-headed heroine fighting robot dinosaurs, and a bid by Sony to gain a monopoly over an entire genre. In addition, also, this is my favorite genre of games. Red-headed heroine fighting robot dinosaurs. That's a genre in and of itself. In addition, Tencent highlighted past comments made by Horizon Zero Dawn developer Jan Bart Van Beek, where the art director admitted concerns within Guerrilla that its concept was too similar to Ninja Theory's 2013 game, Enslaved: Odyssey to the West, another example of a red-headed heroine fighting robot beasts. In a legal filing reported by the Game Post, Tencent described how Sony's move was an overreach and highlighted other game franchises with similar elements to Horizon Zero Dawn, such as The Legend of Zelda and Far Cry. It was startling, Tencent said, that Sony was now attempting to claim Horizon's concept was original rather than an idea based on ubiquitous genre ingredients. By suing over an unreleased project that merely employs the same time-honored tropes embraced by scores of other games, released both before and after Horizon, like Enslaved, Zelda Breath of the Wild, Far Cry Primal, and a bunch of examples, Sony seeks an impermissible monopoly on genre conventions. Sony's claim that Horizon was an original PlayStation concept was also flatly contradicted by remarks made in a behind-the-scenes documentary by Van Beek. Tencent stated, claiming that Guerrilla had briefly shelved work on Horizon Zero Dawn due to internal concerns that shared too many similarities with Enslaved. So Tencent basically went, wait, no, you stole your idea and copied, so we can copy, which doesn't make it okay. Two wrongs don't make it right. But Tencent's product, this Light of Mataram, anyway, looks too much like Horizon, whereas Enslaved is, it's different, you know. Ginger Dino Robo Lights, right? You reuse tropes, so we can definitely copy your art style. Yes, that is their argument. Like, you did a thing, and so we can do a different thing that is exactly what you did. Lawsuit makes sense unless the Power versus Nintendo one, where Nintendo is in the complete wrong. Oh no, I completely agree. That lawsuit's going off the rails fast for me. Nintendo does not come out looking the good guy in that sense. Anyway, I just don't see Tencent's defense as like permissible in their own terms, right? Like, what does this even mean? Hey, you guys can't just have all the redhead fighting giant robot games. That's a genre, and you can't own a genre. I was like, well, I don't think that's how that works, bro. They're not claiming it's a genre. You are. It's just odd. It's very odd to me. But anyway, it's weird finger pointing, is what it is. But yeah, a very, very unusual situation. All right, I got one more thing, and then I have to go because I'm waiting on the guy to call me back from work. All right. We got a trailer for a game that I was very much looking forward to. Did I not open it? I did. All right, cool. Oh, look at this art style. I love this art style so much. Oh, this looks so fun. Anybody play Jet Set Radio Future? One of my favorite games of all time. I've watched this trailer a bunch. It just looks so fun. All right, that was official Hyperfunk teaser from Team Reptile, who made Bomb Rush Cyberfunk, which was a spiritual successor to Jet Set Radio and stuff like that. This is pretty great. I am very much like this art style is just right up my alley. It just brings me back to that early 2000s nostalgia that Jet Set Radio Future I just hold dear. One of my favorite games of all time. Looking forward to seeing more on Hyperfunk. But that's it for the game news, guys. That's all I got time for. Yeah, I've seen a couple of different reviews of the game. I need to play Bomb Rush Cyberfunk. It looks cool. I just haven't picked it up. Maybe I pick it up on the Switch too. Is it on the Switch? I believe it is. But I should definitely pick it up. Anyway, guys, I hate to cut it a little short. I was a little late. There's just a lot of things going on. I'm telling you, it was a weird morning. I had to go put a Band-Aid on my daughter's finger because she cut herself for some reason. It was an accident. Like, I'm not mad at her. It was just like, well, that's par for the course. Of course something is gonna happen. It's not tragic. She's fine. Alright, anyway. Let's find somebody to raid, and we'll call it a day. Let's send it. I think Chow will start streaming later today, so we'll just send it to her channel. It's gonna be like 10 minutes anyway. And I'm ending early. So, yeah, alright. Y'all have a great day. Love you. Thanks for being here. Will, thanks for being here, man. Appreciate you. Zeke, probably gonna be better than the skate game. Dude, the new skate game, apparently the controls are bunk. Alright. I love you guys. Y'all have a great day and a great week. And we should see you tomorrow night. Hope so. Anyway, love you. Bye.